fuck me in the asshole. I'm gonna fucking wipe myself in IRL, in GTA. Alright, let's get started with this ranking. So, 5th best legendary weapon goes to Rosin's Hellflame. So, I'm actually gonna be a little bit controversial, even though I have 5,789 hours on this game. Rosin Hellflame is actually pretty good, only because of its aerial crit. You're gonna notice a lot of patterns with these legendary weapons. They're only good because of their crits, and literally all of them have 2+ crits. So I mean, what could you want? But realistically, Rosin's Hellflame is only up here because its aerial crit has like no windup. It's kind of unreactable, and it sets them on fire. And if you have Lava Serpent Path, it's kind of carried. You could literally get to top 250 in like a week. Not even a week, a day. Nah, but you need a little bit of experience. But you could really get to top 250 in a day if you go like a Azure Flames, a Lava Serpent, Rosin's Hellflame, and then you just spam the regular crit. Just spam it. Like, you could really just go crazy. Its crits are really good, but it's really good just because of its aerial crit, okay? That's all you need to know. Next up, 4th best legendary weapon, Power Keeper. So, the Power Keeper is actually very interesting, because the Power Keeper had a very weird timeline. Power Keeper used to be #1 legendary weapon, undebatably. Like, people used to call this weapon insane. Now, I think after the rework, people are like kind of shifting away from using the Power Keeper, just because none of its crits really have that much hyper armor. Like, pre-rework, every single crit had hyper armor. You could literally press R and then boom, hyper armor through the whole attack. It's like a vent. It was brain dead. Plus, they made a worse running crit. The old running crit used to be better because it was literally uncancelable, had hyper armor, would daze people even if you didn't hit them in a wall. It would apply burn, so I had an animation where it would apply burn, and then you would just be getting hit by that burn because the animation would keep you locked in place. But I mean, after rework, it's alright. Crits have barely any hyper armor. The running crit's worse. It resets the cooldown of your other crits, but who really cares about that if none of them really have hyper armor? I mean, it's alright, but at the end of the day, Power Keeper is only good right now because every single M1 applies flame, which is basically just pre-nerf blazing. Every M1 applies flame, permanent blazing. That's the only reason it's up there. And because swing speed, obviously. And because it has 5 crits. So yeah. 3rd best legendary weapon goes to Kyr's Winter, actually. Kyr's Winter has a lot of drawbacks, but overall, Kyr's Winter is really reliant on its standing crit and the fact that it dazes upon hit. If you use the standing critical and then you go in with the running critical, it's kind of guaranteed every time, because Kyr's Winter actually has a weird gimmick where the running critical is the only critical in the game where you can't parry or block it. So that's kind of what makes it really good, honestly. The running crit kind of carries it actually a lot because you can't block or parry it. It's the only crit in the game where you can't block or parry it, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Kyr's Winter is really good though. Plus it's a medium weapon, the best class in the game. Medium weapons are the best class in the entire game. So yeah, but all you need to know is running critical on this weapon is insane. Please abuse it, but you need to flick your mouse, and you don't really need to do text, I would say. You just need to be half decent at the game. But yeah, Kyr's Winter, 3rd best. 2nd best weapon in the game, Deep Spindle. Okay, you might be like, bro, what? Shadow is garbage. Rapier is garbage. No, listen to your deity. I'm your god. Listen. Deep Spindle is carried by one thing and one thing only. I'm gonna say it right now. Standing still crit. Let me tell you why. First thing, only light weapon in the game where it's critical and Stigar breaks. Second, its critical apply status effects and talents. Third, its critical takes away ether. Okay. 4th, main thing. This is the main thing. It has good range. And the critical is very hard to depict. Bro, with this critical, has the same animation as an M1. So they could do an M1 fate into this critical, and you're not even gonna know it's the crit half of the time, and you're just gonna get guard broken. It's literally brain dead. The mix-ups on this weapon are insane. I'm telling you, if you fight against a good Deep Spindle player, you are going to lose 90% of the time. I could guarantee it. I'll 5-bar you guys on any of my Deep Spindle builds. Okay? Last but not least is actually Thorn. So, I actually did not think Thorn was up here, but I actually made a build with Thorn because I was like, bro, what? This weapon is not good. This isn't even a legendary weapon for real. But bro, oh my god, this weapon is insane. Similar to the Imperator's Edge, the Thorn on M1, it procs a status effect. And this status effect enhances your crit. So, you can't really use a crit until you get an M1, which is fine. But the thing that makes this insane, when you land one M1 and use Thorn crit, it does a crit that has range and ragdolls. So what I usually do, you can literally M1 once. The swing speed is insane on this weapon, by the way, so you don't even need to worry about getting M1s. You M1 once, you use the crit, it ragdolls them. You can do a whole uppercut and then do a whole combo, which is absolutely absurd. Mind you, this weapon scales off a main attribute. It doesn't even scale off an element. So you could really save a lot of points by going Thorn, which is insane. You could go Intelligence, which is a really good tree. Prediction is really nice. All those alchemists, you already know. But at the end of the day, this weapon's critical third crit. Like, you gotta land 3 M1s or 4 M1s? No, 4 M1s. Once you land 4 M1s, it actually changes into another crit, which teleports you to them. Has good range, actually, decently good range, and it gives you iframes throughout the whole thing. So like, it does a bombard, it does like a slash, TP, it does like a TP slash, and then it just consecutively hits the person, no matter what. So they really, it's just free. Anything that is just free is going to be good, because you can't really get punished for using this crit if you know what you're doing. You don't even need to know what you're doing, actually. Pop the crit. They can't really punish you like that. So yeah. Plus, also you have to take into consideration this is a medium weapon, which is the best class in the entire game. So I mean, that also boosts it decently. But yeah, Rosin's Health Flame 5th best, Power Keeper 4th best, Kira's Winter 3rd best, Deep Spindle 2nd best, Thorn 1st best. This is a valid list. Coming from someone who has 5,700 hours on this game, I think my opinion is valid. I think I got enough credibility to get this list. Like, you know, if you want to try to debate me in the comments, I got you, but I think this list is valid. You know, like, I have experience with all these weapons. Like, I don't... 5th best is maybe... You could maybe, like, switch in 5th best for something else, depending on what you think, like Storm's Eye, Bolt Crusher. Probably not Bolt Crusher, just got nerfed. Probably Storm's Eye. You could probably put Storm's Eye somewhere on this list, 5 or 4. But those are interchangeable. First, second, third are not interchangeable. If you try to debate, Thorn's not first, Deep Spindle second, Kira's Winter 3rd. I don't know what to tell you. You probably never made a build with any of these weapons.